All right, for sure. We're going to do it. Heads is you, tails is me. Heads again.
Welcome to A to Z episode 119.
Today's guest is Jes Prince, localist, activist, and I don't like Beaumonster. Yeah, I do. I like it. Beaumonster.
It's like they're trying to be too meta.
We're gonna make them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
You can buy you a drink. You can't just
Well, I mean, he did pick out somebody we know.
Will you sidestep the question? That technology does not exist.
Hey, everybody, what's up? I'm Zach. I'm here with my co-host, Aaron.
What's up?
Welcome to A to Z Podcast, where we sit down with the folks that make Southeast Texas just a little bit better place to live.
That's right. And if you're new to our show, thanks for checking us out. You can view us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, anywhere and everywhere that podcasts are available. We're not on Parler. Okay.
You can also call and text us at 409-206-2971. That's 409-206-2971. And what did we come up with? An idea that we came up with is for this text excursion that we do. Text us your favorite thing about Beaumont. It's it's in line with who we're talking to today, Jes Prince.
Yeah.
So text us who your favorite thing about Beaumont, and we will we'll share what you sent us, good and bad.
That's right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Jes Prince came on, and she really is a Beaumonster.
I met her a long time ago when I was in the food truck days, and she kind of handled the Oktoberfest. That was how I first knew her, and then I just run across her all the time. She does so much for our city, and she's kind of mysterious. So we invited her to come on here and talk about everything she does for the city and just show our appreciation for her.
Yeah, and we talk about a lot of cool things that are going on. Downtown development. If you want to know what's going on with downtown Beaumont, this is the place to be. We'll dive into all that and all the cool things that you can get into in our lovely city. So why don't you just enjoy this episode with Jes Prince.
I still never forget.
So tell me though, how hard was it to get this all the kinks worked out for podcasts? Because they're big now. They're a big deal.
I had my background is in audio, so I did live sound and concerts for most of my life, and then I already had all the tech stuff figured out.
Yeah.
It was the big thing to figure out was
how to talk to people.
Was how to talk to them, and how to not how to shut up and let people talk, and just mostly host stuff. But then, launching a podcast isn't that hard. It's just it took a couple of months of researching and finding out what format do we want to be in, how often do we want to release. I had to learn how to market.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not very good at marketing either.
Well, and what we kind of realized, we wanted to start broad and not be specific, but then whenever we honed down to let's just talk about people in Beaumont and do that. Yeah. And that's whenever it really started. We got a good response.
Yeah. At first we were like, let's just talk about everything, and then we're like, there's no
hard
shows
to capture.
There's no regional shows here.
So we hit our niche doing that, and then now even our friend Ben is doing they're doing the So Here's the Thing in Silsbee, and they're getting a huge response from they just focus on Silsbee, and it's it's maybe the potential for how big it could get is limited to the size of the city, I guess, but still it's the return we've gotten from it as far as people liking it, people getting a kick out of it, and
also just us becoming much better communicators. It's been
definitely a growing opportunity.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I think that more and more people are attracted to the idea of podcasts.
I believe so too. Yeah,
because they can select the content and
it's also genuine.
Yeah,
we're not
news media personalities.
We're not beholden to a lot of things. Even Roy West, you got to take a break for this thing and that thing, and he's
That's not even true.
I know. I'm just saying he would never say fuck on
No, he would not.
Yeah. So
and I love him. I go on his show all the time to promote nonprofit stuff, but his audience is also very
it is
specific.
It is.
Yeah, it's whoever listens to AM radio.
I think that's what people love, and I think that's why people like to watch us because they're not getting any shine. It's just this is what we do. This whole thing was started with us talking at the bar and having great conversations at the bar, informally, and then we're like, let's just do this somewhere else.
Well, we keep getting interrupted. We'd meet somebody who had a fascinating story, or they did something interesting, and then some drunk asshole would come up and stop the conversation.
Interject.
And then we're
Yes.
like, maybe if we just took this into a little room with some microphones, and we could actually
Totally.
we could do that. And then here we are at 3 years. Three years in November.
It's really close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. Well, welcome to the show, Jess.
Thank you.
What is your? I mean, I guess what is your title? I guess as far as what you do in the area and your position.
I would say the best title to encompass my broad focus would be community enthusiast.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah. It covers everything.
Yeah. So you're just a cheerleader for Southeast Texas, I guess.
I mean, I would say it's a little more committed than that, although I'm not downplaying cheerleaders' work ethic at all.
We're cheerleaders.
We're cheerleaders.
Totally.
We've done it. We did it.
I'm a small business owner. I'm a broker. I'm an economic development person. I love all the nonprofits around, so I think community enthusiast sums it
You
up.
do a lot of events too, Yeah. You really organize a lot of events. You're
Yes.
very yeah.
You see yourself being like some kind of conduit, I guess, maybe for getting things done in this area?
I think I'm definitely a honed facilitator. When it's a small
words.
town, and when you are always about helping people out, and you know that that's everyone else's mentality, it's easy to just kind of bridge the spider web, and everybody pitches in. So
Yeah. What do you think would be the hardest thing about, I guess, like the problems that I guess you would be solving is like, I think a lot of it's probably figuring out how to get money and funding for some of the things that people want to do, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
The predominant focus, I think, for creatives, they have these huge visions and these huge dreams, and they know that there is grant money out there, but the catch is that there's always a match.
Yeah.
That you're having to front, your portion, your percentage of your total project cost. And I think that's what is most intimidating or challenging for a lot of the ideas that we have.
Creatives really don't like taking money either. It's really strange. Creatives always undervalue their own work and are like really, really ready to just work for free.
I'll agree.
Paint that mural and just don't even worry about it. Just
I
don't
would agree
even.
with that. I mean, they're very
Yeah.
generous in general,
Yeah.
generous spirits, but they also, the details and the finances, the reporting, all of that stuff, when you talk about that with most creatives, it's like, ugh, never mind.
I know, right?
What's your price?
I don't wanna do it.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
they never get back
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, it's hard. So you do a lot of things where you will help them out in that sense. Might be a program or something going on, and you just kind of do a little matchmaking.
Yeah, I mean, I do have involvement in a lot of organizations. Some of them are nonprofits. Some of them are, just initiatives. But, all of them are about bettering our community and bringing people together.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do a lot of that for free, too.
Yeah, I was trying to think about how I met you, and I think it might be Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, because you've...
I chaired Oktoberfest 2 years. I was on Beaumont Main Street's board for several years.
That's right.
And I remember they had traditionally just a pancake breakfast that some volunteers coordinated.
For
And-
Oktoberfest?
Yeah, and this was several years ago, but it was right around the time that the food truck scene here was
We
really,
just had Blue from
Yeah.
Blue Dave's, and we were talking
and
about
you.
being
and,
there. Yeah,
And so I was like, hey, let's do food trucks at
Yeah.
Oktoberfest, and it was good.
it went very well. Yeah, all of those things. Like I loved Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Like what a silly event that's like the best thing ever.
Dress your
It's
dog
one
up.
of the most
It's like the-
popular
yeah.
events downtown, I would say, aside from Eat a Bug.
Yeah. What? Is Eat a Bug that big of a thing?
What is
Oh
Eat
my
a Bug?
gosh.
What is
Yeah.
that? What is that?
Is that the art museum that does that?
Is that a kid's-
They deep fry or they chocolate coat bugs.
Oh heck yeah!
And I don't know what the intention is behind it. I just found out about it like on
Literally,
some
it
website.
is probably the highlight event.
Is it a
as far as-
fundraiser?
No. But it is definitely the most well attended.
Really?
People just want to be out here eating bugs, man.
That's where we're headed. as
It's in the
society.
fall,
Yeah.
and it's a craft, and there are arts, and everybody loves it. So.
I can't believe I've
Kids
never
love it.
heard of that. Really,
Eat a bug.
it's funny. Yeah,
Eat a bug.
I want to eat a bug. I want to eat a big cricket.
October, it's coming.
October? Okay, that's right around the corner. Okay, so speaking of these events and everything and how weird this year is in COVID. Do you have like an answer on if like Oktoberfest will be a thing or if Eat a Bug will be a thing? Or
I currently am not a member of that board of Beaumont Main Street any longer. I would anticipate that it is not going to happen. It has always taken place outside, but it is a very densely populated event, and I don't know that they've prepared to do that. I have not heard about it, if that's happening.
Yeah. Has COVID and all this, has this put a big kink in your year? Because as you already said, like a lot of what you do is getting people together.
Hell yes, it's put a kink in everything. You know, if you look just at gatherings in general, I mean, none of our city venues are open, and we have a ton of outdoor space, but, you know, it's just been crazy. It's been delayed. I have a program called Do the Right Thing. It's a national campaign to stop violence. And normally I'm the program coordinator for the region, but normally we would have had our awards in April. This year, COVID, no. So literally last week, we had a drive-through ceremony at AMSET because they have the porte-cochere. The kids drove through from all over the region. I gave them their trophies. I mean, so delayed, they've already started their next school year. So, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, it's just a mess. It's a mess.
And I think a lot of people are a lot of organizations are unwilling. Like, you can probably do it safely outside, but it's just like nobody wants to take that risk and be the bad guy and get people sick, you know. And it's I respect that.
Yeah, and the logistics and the planning, and it's challenging.
And nobody's prepared to run an event like that because we don't, you know.
But we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you working on specifically to try to get things back to normal?
I think there are many of us, though, maybe not normal, but we're reimagining what that looks like. And, you know, when we have all of these places and spaces to gather downtown, for example, which is all of our passion project, you know, all of those events have great space outdoors. And so I think that there are many of us reimagining what events going forward would look like.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, it'd be good to have two problems kind of like help solve each other, where we have all of this empty space in downtown, and then if we could use that to be
I mean, we have the great lawn, and we have the event center, we have this space where Oktoberfest is held, and you know, multiple parking lots and museums, and Fire Museum has got a great outdoor space. I mean, all
it does. Their largest fire hydrant.
That's right.
It's the largest working one, though.
Oh yeah, it's not just functional. I mean, it's not just
it actually works.
Yeah, it's functional. Yeah, it's plumbed in.
No, it doesn't.
I cannot speak to that.
All right, you know, never mind then.
It's very Instagrammable.
It is.
Yeah, it
totally
is very Instagrammable. We have. Did Jess ever get back with you about the koozies? Did she email us?
About what koozies?
So Jess was gonna make a koozie design, but around I kind of like told her what it would be like, and it has the fire hydrant on there, and it has Rocky like going all the way around it and like peeing on it. It's really great.
Oh my God.
It's really great.
It.
It's really great.
We
I'll
need
show
that
you.
on a
It's just
shirt.
a mock-up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. You know, we have an interesting way that we like to cheerlead for this city. You know, we like to say it's really great, and then like also poke fun of it.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's a little. Yeah, we do.
Because we live here and we
do
deserve
a little
it.
bit.
Right.
Not
You know,
trash talk. Like we're not people. We're not like the people on the news comments that say that like I'm left there a long time ago, or any of those people that are, because those people complain because they think that like going to Steak and Shake on a day is a good time.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a hard thing. Also, people just have really weird expectations. People want to live in a city that's 120,000 people, but want it to be something that's not like that market at all. You know, people want to live here and then complain that we're not like Houston or Austin. It's like if you look at any other city that's the same size, they all have the same problems. Like this is just we're just like Fayetteville, Arkansas, you know, or we're like we're like a lot better than Shreveport, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of these. Yeah, Fayetteville is pretty cool.
Fayetteville's dope.
But I get your point. Like it's like when your siblings, you can talk shit on each other, but if somebody else talks shit about your sibling,
yeah, exactly,
game over.
It's that same stuff. Yeah, that's I'm gonna make fun of him,
but you can't.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, but this. I don't know. We've seen, I think me and Zach have talked a lot, and from certain people, which you are included, a lot of people's efforts have not gone unnoticed, and there's been a lot of really fun stuff come about like lately, and a lot of creative things and things that really weren't around 10 years ago.
Totally.
You know, I remember 10 years ago, like when we lived like at the White House, there was kind of a big suck. We were like,
that was whenever they were doing the Calder construction.
Yeah,
Calder
there's nothing to do.
That was
yeah.
around the start of like First Thursdays, and
Mhm.
and that was
Right.
exciting. But then that kind of went after
Yeah.
a little while for some reason. A
You
lot
know,
of,
it's making a comeback.
and it's making now you got 1701's about to open, and
Yeah.
and then other people are renovating. Maybe you might know
Yeah.
who's
Well,
doing what in that building
what I
over
can
there.
what I can say, I'm not sure which building you're talking about.
The one that's been recently, the one that used to have the big peak, and now
it's
it
like right
doesn't anymore.
past 4th Street on Calder, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, law firm.
Oh, well.
So,
Fine.
but yes, to First Thursdays.
We needed another one of those,
Little
yeah.
little point. That started out as a great event, and yes, I think it did lose some momentum. And right when we were trying to rejuvenate it and get all these new participants like Poor Brothers and New York Pizza, etc., COVID hit. So we only just started First Thursdays back last month.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
And anyway, it's always so hot in the summer. So now is the
It is.
perfect time. But yes, 1701 is participating. I've talked to the guys at Current, and they're interested in participating.
What's that?
Which
That's
that-
Jefferson Fisher's.
Jefferson and Scott. They opened
they,
in
uh,
Edison Plaza where
Greenlight
Greenlight
used
was
to be.
Oh.
previously.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they
really good.
expanded their
Oh, no.
outdoor seating, and they have the Spoonbill Cafe that's
Okay.
in there too.
That's
so.
what's up. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
So, they're only open for lunch right now. But if it's First Thursday or if it's a downtown event, then they're
they're
cool to
open
like stay
special.
open. And
So it seems like First Thursday, instead of just being on this stretch of Calder, it's like stripped into
Well,
downtown.
totally, because, when we got our cultural designation, that was part of our mission, was to grow First Thursday, expand it, bring it downtown, get the businesses open at least that one day for extended hours so that people had more to do. Not that Catherine and Company and the Mildred Building aren't awesome, and
Yeah.
Tacos La Bamba, I love them, but, you need a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Could you tell us all, because these are things that kind of go over everybody's radar, what exactly that was and what that meant, where you had the designation
cultural-
of downtown. It's now downtown's an arts district or something.
Yes. So, are you guys familiar with SeaTac?
Southeast Texas Arts Council?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, SeaTac has been around a long time, and they sort of facilitated a new organization to be created, which is the Downtown Beaumont Cultural Arts District, which is a very long name, and it has an acronym,
Was it
DBCAD. And so what that entailed was us forming that organization and then applying to the Texas Arts Commission, TCA, Texas Commission on the Arts, all these acronyms. And so we were designated a cultural arts district in 2019.
Yeah, I know it's fresh.
Yeah, we just had, September 5th was 1 year. Actually, they came down and gave us our designation at the Eat a Bug.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yes.
Hey, come on down. We're going to be eating some bugs.
Eating
Just
some
come on
bugs.
out. Just
That's right.
Come give it to me.
Yeah. So what that meant really, there are a lot of benefits, but all of the district assets, so like all of our museums and businesses and nonprofits, whatever, that are located within the cultural arts district, which is basically all of downtown, border is MLK, that's the boundary, are eligible for different pots of money depending on the legislative year and what they've done with the arts funding.
Yeah.
But us being designated makes all of us eligible for other benefits.
Okay. Oh, that's
So it's like a designation that just like it gives us funding.
Yeah.
it's like funding empowerment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. One thing that was really funny is before we got to this studio, me and Zach were trying really hard to find like a studio space downtown.
Yeah.
Because, downtown's important to us.
Yeah.
We don't
Put your money where your mouth is.
exactly. We've talked about it forever, for a long time. So we tried.
Our whole lives.
We tried very hard to find a space, and we just couldn't. Like there was nothing.
Not anything that made sense. We could have got a space at Edison Plaza, but then you'd have to have like security key codes and
Yeah.
crazy stuff like that.
It was.
Well, not that I'm trying to relocate you, but there is space at the First City Building.
Oh.
And I don't know if
I think we actually looked at that
Yeah.
That's the one with the facade on the outside.
Yeah.
we did.
They have parking garages though.
Yeah.
They do. And they have a really cool vault in their basement that I've always thought a podcast would be cool in.
Podcast from the
In a
vault.
vault. That'd be like dead. It'd be weird.
That would be kind of
Sound
cool.
like- yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we get locked in and die.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's funding for podcast studios then, huh?
Basically, yes.
Yeah? Okay.
No, but
We're gonna have to hit pause.
yeah. But we had, and it was that's one thing that I've always appreciated you for too, is you connect people together, right? And it was so hard for us to find a space that's like this big. Look at this room. Like you would think, oh man, it would be great. It'd be really easy to find a space this big in a sea of office buildings downtown, but it's not. It's like
No, it's challenging.
the barrier to entry. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the unwillingness of the people that own the buildings to do anything that's different or renovate, or I don't know. It's a very stagnant area, and I don't know why that is, first of all, and I don't know what you are supposed to do to change that.
I mean, probably the arts district is a good change. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's a great start.
Yeah.
It's taken us 3 years to get to this point, and now we're in the middle of our feasibility study with art space.
That's
and
pretty exciting.
That's a whole, big thing too. And it's been a lot of work, and it's gotten slowed down and impacted by COVID. But we're making progress with that. So
what kind of things? What could the art space bring? Like just living environments for artists.
So Art Space is a nonprofit developer. They're located in Minneapolis, but they've done projects since the year I was born, 79, all over the country, and they do artist live work space. And, that's transitioned to like multi-use buildings.
Yeah.
So maybe you have, or mixed use, I should say. Maybe you have retail on the first floor.
I've seen the one in
performance-
Galveston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
performance space. We have one in El Paso. We have one in Houston. But we're looking to do artist live workspace downtown because, as I'm sure you would agree, until we have people living downtown,
yes.
nothing is going
No,
to change.
absolutely.
And
So would you think that's like the number one barrier to entry?
Absolutely.
Because if you don't have people living downtown, then there's no reason to have an industry to support people that live downtown.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we have
That's why there's no gas stations.
we have you're right.
Yeah.
We have a lot of business downtown, and of course at 5 o'clock, that pretty much is the
haul
end
ass
of
down
it.
Pearl and
Yeah,
and
but
leave.
we have like Lamar University, who has shuttle service to downtown for all of their students that live on campus.
They have a shuttle service?
Yeah.
To do what?
Well, that remains to be seen.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Four Brothers is open again.
Yeah.
We have some restaurants. We have the music studio. We have, all of these things that we're working on. And so I think that even the businesses downtown, as far as restaurants, would be thrilled to be open on the weekend if there was a market for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, looking at creating a residential space where artists can live and work. I mean, of course, we have the art studio, which is an icon in this area. We love Greg. They've had a wait list forever. That is space that artists rent to work.
Right.
But there is no more space and they can't live there.
Yeah.
And so,
It's really hot in there. You wouldn't want to live there.
well, be that as it may,
Yeah,
the concept is, lofts with very high ceilings
Right,
and,
yeah.
space that you can live and work. And so it's a great concept. And I think,
It works in a lot of other places.
yes.
Yeah.
And given how
That's how downtown LA became like a viable
Precisely,
again. It's
precisely.
literally utilizing mixed spaces.
Precisely.
It was the same thing, and it's a giant city. But 20 years ago, DTLA was a ghost town.
right.
Be like, why are you going there? Are you just trying to get mugged or eat by a coyote?
But our culture of artists are so diverse and unique and
Yeah.
I mean,
We're having
just
an
layered.
art boom right now.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So, I think all of us shifting the focus how can we bring all of that together? And that helps downtown and that helps the arts and it goes with the trends. So,
That's
win-win.
true. And then once you get some people living down there, you might be able to do something like move just one person back into Crockett Street. Just one person or something like that, Just something. I don't know.
I don't know how much hope we have for Crockett
I don't-
Street, honestly.
I don't either. Who knows? I don't.
But that's not the only real estate downtown.
It is not. It is not.
It's not.
It's an expensive piece of real estate too.
And I will say that the city is very supportive of the arts and of the programs and of the, the museums. They're very willing and open. They were excited. They participated in our focus group with Art Space. The councilmen did, and they're all on board. I mean, there's no reason not to be. So I think if we have the buy-in, the next step is, the market analysis. Mm-hmm. That's where we are.
So we're kind of waiting for them to be like, is this feasible? Can this actually?
Yeah, we had all of our focus groups, which were supposed to be in person initially in June, but we still, had those in Zoom, and now the next step is for them to wait until it's safe to come down and have a big public meeting at Event Center where everyone that wants to talk about it or is interested can come and take part.
Kind of like a town hall kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exciting. It's really exciting. I don't know if the space is like, how they pick tenants, if it's like based on your income or anything like that, mostly. So it's like they're looking for the starving artists. But I see,
I would say it's fair assessment that the majority of artists here or anywhere do not make 100% of their income with their art. They have day jobs.
They're also in the informal economy too.
Absolutely.
Even if they did make more money, it's not like we're going to prove it. I don't know. I'm just saying,
Hypothetically.
Gotta love that cash. That cash on the table.
Hypothetically speaking,
A little bit of cash on the table never hurt anybody.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But for the government. Yeah. So that's like the big project that seems to be coming around. That's the one that I've been seeing a lot, is the Art Spaces thing. Are there any other things that are kind of in motion right now that are exciting to you? Or things picking? It seems like we're maybe not going back to normal. Maybe we're just in a slog in the scariness of COVID right now. But it seems like people are getting a little more hopeful.
I would say that the shock has worn off, and people are starting to get creative and really plot and plan and try new ways to implement a different way of doing things. And that's what it's going to take, because, what if we never go back to what it was? Maybe that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I
just want concerts again.
Oh, I totally want concerts again. But, the Jefferson Theater is very sentimental to me. My grandmother spent her entire childhood on Saturdays going there for a nickel, and she could watch. Yeah, she could watch all day the movies. And part of why downtown is so special to me is because it was special to her. And we went down to the library every week, and I checked out. I mean, I can still smell the children's section of Beaumont Public Library when I close my eyes. But downtown, it was just, there's a mystical, old, historical vibe down there. It's really cool. And
that little corner section with Julie, Jefferson, and Terrell is like that. Those are amazing buildings.
Absolutely,
and they're incredible buildings.
They are.
And there's so much to be found in there, and so much to be done around there.
But the Julie, amazing. The Jefferson, I adore it. I had my 40th birthday bash. I was a Studio 54 theme, just in the lobby, top, just first and second floor. And
well, that's the other thing a lot of people don't know about those buildings. And maybe if you listen to this, it's cheap.
Everything's for rent.
You can't find a venue for that cheap.
You just can't recreate that.
You can't find a venue like that for what they charge for it.
No.
And it's if you've ever thought about putting on an event somewhere, go hit them up.
As soon as they're open again.
Yeah. Well, whenever we're open again. But,
yeah.
See, I kind of got to dice that up because I don't want to seem.
I
don't want to seem biased.
No, yeah. Before we started, you were talking about this new group. It's like you're working
Localist.
With the Localist. Yeah. Tell us what that is.
You want to take a little break and then we'll come back and talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll split it up. Split it up.
Hey, this is Julia with Wake Up Beaumont podcast. You are listening to the A to Z podcast. A to Z podcast studios are funded in part by patrons on Patreon. If you would like to become a patron, visit patreon.com/A2ZBMT.
All right, and that's the Call of Commerce, but it's just our break. We're going to talk about one of our sponsors from the lovely event that we had
at the Jefferson.
It was such a good time.
Yeah.
Such a good time.
Great time. Everybody showed up. Everybody showed out. Amazing costumes.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the winners. You know, we had a lot of winners of all the prizes. Everybody seemed to have had a good time. The Jefferson was beautiful. We had the lights going and everything. We'll probably have some pictures.
There was
going.
definitely no mistakes made the entire night. It went off without a hitch with no mistakes.
But we did make the art studio some money. I don't have an exact number, but they came out on top after this event, and it was successful enough that I think we're going to do it again another time. And we're using this break period to, promote one of our sponsors who helped us put that event on, Black Cadillac Tattoo Parlor in Beaumont, Texas. That's 6362 Phelan Boulevard, Beaumont, Texas. The phone number is 409-892-2022. They do great work. Jacob is a great man. He runs the place with all our some of our favorite tattoo artists in the area.
Very professional.
And the fact that they put on for this fundraiser is such a great thing. Tattooed people are okay too.
Yeah. They support the arts. They think that what we do is worthy of support. And so, we just want to support them. They do like tattoos of any size. They do big bangers. They do little tiny things.
Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. After this episode comes out, it's going to be Friday the 13th.
Is it?
Yes, it's Friday.
Well, go on and get you a $31 tattoo. You know what I mean? Friday the 13th, go on out there. It's actually popping every single time.
Well, it might not be because of COVID. But call the shop and you'll
true.
find out. Go to their Facebook page, and we'll have a little link in the bottom. You can go to their Facebook page, check out, and see what kind of specials they have going for this tattoo holiday.
And thanks to everybody that came out to our event. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate you. And let's get back to this episode with Jes Prince.
The Localist, though, is definitely a CVB
That's like a program, initiative.
brainstorm.
Okay.
Yes, they came up with that. And the idea behind it is that there are many of us, ourselves included, that are, enthusiasts for Beaumont. We love Beaumont.
Beaumonsters.
We have.
I like Beaumonsters better than
I love
Beaumonsters.
Beaumonsters.
I like that one much better.
That's great.
Yeah, Beaumonsters.
We should have a Beaumonsters bash.
Ours, that's not bad. October's coming up. We always, our Beaumont believer hashtag, I guess, is make Beaumont wild again.
That's what we do, yeah.
I have seen that.
Do you ever see that? That's
what we
Absolutely.
do, I guess.
But yeah, they're localists. I mean, what they wanted was to bring together people that are from various backgrounds and professions and put us all in a room together, and we all love Beaumont. Here's some things that we want you to go, places that you normally may not go, because, we're all in our routines, right? And go kind of evaluate it, just from the perspective of it, from a perspective of a visitor.
Right.
We've been here so long, and, we don't always notice things the way that a newcomer might.
Sounds like local tourism.
Things lose their luster very quickly. That's why people love to travel. When you get out of town here and you go to Houston for the weekend, it's very special to you because you're not there. But if you're in Houston, it's going to be the same thing as if you're here.
I think a lot of people, that say that there's nothing to do in Beaumont, like you'll tell them, I've seen that big list of all these, 50 different things you can do here, and most of these people don't even know it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pet peeve is when a hater gets on social media and talks shit about something positive that's going on or that's happening around here, and they can't even tell you where that place is located.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they just have zero interest in investing the time to go explore, and I think that this program will encourage people to go and explore and look at it in a new way.
It's a very diverse place we live. It really is. If you think not just Beaumont, but if you think about our region, we have like the coast to the piney woods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Regionally, it's crazy. The nature, all of the different things that we have and the birding, which I'm not a birding expert.
I'm trying to find a birding expert.
I can tell you a birding expert.
Okay.
Christina Loki.
Okay. I didn't know that. I've been trying.
Birding expert.
Been trying to find that.
Cattail Marsh, for example.
Yeah.
I don't know, when is the last time you were there?
I went there like a couple weeks ago.
A month and a half
So
ago.
go there this week.
Oh?
Oh, yes, migratory, right.
Is
no,
it?
it has nothing to do with, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's not why you should go. There's some very cool new aesthetic that's been added.
Oh?
Oh.
Yes.
Why
Go
you
check it out.
Why are you
What?
being so
Oh?
secretive about it?
Because I want people to be
Oh, you don't want me to ruin it.
Interested.
incentivized
Yeah.
to go there and look at it.
Sounds like there's some
okay.
art there.
I mean, you'll see some ducks too. It's like
Absolutely.
the time. Like they're
And
coming
gators.
in.
You'll definitely see a gator. Man, it's
And-
getting a little cool.
And
but-
if you go at sunrise,
They're sunning though because it's cool. Yeah.
right. Yeah, the best times of day to go there are 6:15 in the morning and I don't know what time the sun's setting
Dawn and
these
dusk,
days.
yeah.
7 something, yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful sunsets.
I was walking my dog there, like at whatever time, like a month and a half ago or something. We walked around like the first big pool, walked all the way around it. There was just an alligator just sitting there, just sunning, had his mouth open, and then my dog Juno was like acted like she wanted to go fight it. I was like, come
Oh, no.
on, let's go, let's go, come on. But it was just 6 feet away.
Oh yeah.
And it was just
Yeah.
like looking.
I brought my girlfriend there, and it was the first time she ever saw. She'd never seen an alligator
It's
in her
magical.
life,
Yeah,
and it was like right there.
It's a very intimate setting.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, and they don't even like. You'd think that there would be more warnings or people complaining. It's like you can touch you don't touch the alligators.
don't touch the alligators.
But you're
yeah.
within. You're there. Like it's their. It's their
I mean,
land.
do we really need that sort of cautionary measure? We're already having to tell people to wash their hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I mean,
I
we're
want-
from,
I don't
we're from
think-
Silsby,
I don't
so
think there's any
we already know
incidents.
if you got to tell somebody not to touch gators, like
Yeah.
I touch
what else
gators,
can you do?
so I need the.
They're
I need to
they're
be
not
warned.
that special. They're kind of rough and they bite.
Yeah.
So don't do it. Don't touch them. So there's a new addition to the Cattail Marsh.
Yeah, I would
so-
definitely go check it out.
Okay, I guess we got to do that. What else? What else is popping that we don't know
What
about?
else is popping?
I'm trying to think of what I would
man.
say.
I just
a
like
localist, you know?
I like the Localist
Yeah,
name. That's it. I like
I
that.
love it too.
Like it's like the whole idea of doing a staycation. Like we kind of did that. We had a like a stand-up show that got canceled. We were going to go to in Houston.
oh yeah, we did do
And
that.
we
yeah. It
decided
was
to
fun.
just you know what, let's go hop around
Yeah.
Southeast Texas.
Let's go politicking.
And we just went and like we went all kinds of different places and like just went walking around and it was a lot of fun. And you can have fun here if you just make the effort to do so. Like
Yes.
there's plenty of lists to go find what you want
I
to do.
mean, yes, we have a great variety of, food, cuisine,
Mm-hmm.
artists. Lately, yes, our social gatherings have been limited, but
They are everywhere.
yeah, that's everywhere. And I would say there's no shortage of things to do and see. I mean, personally, I can't even tell you when the last time I was in any of our museums.
Mm.
I mean, as a kid, yes, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings to go again. If it was, I go to Amstead all the time, but
Yeah.
when you're from here, I think you just kind of take it for granted.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because in the back of your mind, you go, well, I've already done that. I've already seen that. you
Yeah,
know?
10 years ago.
Yeah. If you went to Amstead when you were a kid, right? I went to Amstead, not realizing that, museums rotate things out. Exhibitions rotate out.
Yes, that's how they work.
I just saw them
exactly.
putting away
Exhibition.
an exhibition that they had there, and I was like, "How did I miss that? It looks incredible." Like,
Yeah.
I know, and I'm pissed too because I missed that one. If
I
you're
think
talking
it's
about the
same
one that came down last week.
with all the hands.
Yeah, John
and, like,
Rollins posted a thing about
Yeah, and
it.
I
He's
was
like,
like,
it's the
"What is
last
that?"
day, and I'm like,
What is that? Like this incredible piece of work that
Yeah.
you put in here. And
Well, that's the challenge though. Is a lot of times getting the word out is kind of a challenge. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I think
if you're
I-
seeing it on the last day, it's like, well,
that's what I kind of like about this COVID thing is it's forcing a lot of organizations to rethink how they promote themselves.
Yeah.
And rethink how they can reach out to even their supporters. They're having to rethink it and in adapting to like just reach the people that were already coming there. They're in the same turn. They're also reaching people that maybe they hadn't reached before because they finally got their social media game on point or
right. And I think it's changed the way that people curate what they're looking at and what they're reading and what they're paying attention to because they're limited in places that they can go. So I think it's helping in some aspects everyone's social media game to, hey, I've been missing stuff. This is the only way I'm going to find it.
Yeah. And then a lot of things it's going to be a lot longer for some things to come back than others. And there's a bottlenecking of activities that is happening now too, because our full array of activities that we could do isn't the same. So there is a bottlenecking. Like we got to find some new stuff to do. You know, like Betty Greenberg Center. Like there's no plays happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they
movie
did a
theater.
drive-in play, I think.
Right.
Movie theaters are just now starting to like kind of come back. A lot of those things. So it's a cool time for like a lot of people to shine. Really, if they want to be positive about it.
There is an opportunity to be had.
There is, yeah. If you just got to get a little creative.
Just a little bit creative.
Just got to get a little creative.
It's kind of brain racking seeing all these. You've seen a lot of older curator ladies that are trying to have to figure out, you know, what to do, and some of them are doing really well. I haven't seen too many people that haven't been doing a good job of keeping up with the times of COVID. And AMSET's been good about it. I mean,
they're always amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
But I think it's a sink or swim moment for many nonprofits with fundraising, with event planning, with all of the things that would normally generate revenue for
Everybody's
people.
broke. Everybody's broke as hell.
Yeah. So,
is there anything that that I guess maybe not local creatives who are cheerleaders like we are, but is there anything that, I mean, the obvious thing is just go out and do things, but are there things that I guess most like the normal citizen could be doing to I guess push this whole idea forward, push these cultures? Is it just being more of a patron?
I think patronage is important. I think understanding the resources available is imperative. So, for example, Visit Beaumont TX is a website that the CVB does. And yes, it's geared toward tourists and visitors, but it behooves all of us to look at it often and figure out what's going on. I mean, because it's constantly letting us know about new stuff or specials or...
They have like top 10 lists of things to do with your kids. And
and they did a staycation segment and they're great. And I mean, I'm not biased, I promise. I just think that it's an untapped resource. You know, if you're living here and you're saying, I don't know what's going on, then you're not following the right
You're not looking very
social
hard.
media or the right websites. I mean, the information is there.
There's probably at least 5 Instagrams that are doing that stuff. Yeah.
Visit Beaumont TX. It's on our buses. It's everywhere. So
visit your own city.
Visit your own city.
Well, we get like you were saying, routine. You know, you get to a place where you do a certain thing. Like, you know, you work, you go home every now and then. You go to log on. That's what you do. You know, or you know, you work and you go home and you just go to Madison's or something like that. And it's people, once they get like in this little routine, it's hard to break out. And then, like, if you think about people and their relationships, interactions with each other, it's like a bunch of circles, you know, and it's like a really disconnected Venn diagram because that's just how you meet people. And it's trust me, it's really nice when you just like step out of your comfort zone. And,
I agree.
And you see like different people and interact with different people because even though, you know, in Beaumont, what is it, 118,000 people? How many people do you know? You know, sometimes it's kind of weird when you sit down and think about how many people actually live in the city and how many different experiences there are that are not like mine, and restaurants that I don't go to and eat at, and you know, things that I don't experience. And it could be daunting. Like, how do I find these places? So, yeah, it's good advice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I guess as we wrap it up with that.
Yeah, do you have any announcements or anything that you need to do? Any
Anything
plugs
big coming up?
Announcements.
You know?
No. But I would like to thank you guys for having this podcast and being so committed to conversations and community and open-mindedness.
Definitely open-mindedness.
Yeah.
That's our MO. Yeah, no, you know, it's I think we all have the same goal, and that we
just want to do fun stuff.
We want to do fun stuff, and we want to share, I guess, share this attitude of you know, maybe not complaining so much, maybe like be the change you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
And all that over dramatic, overblown stuff, but it's true. You know, it's I've always not, I mean, yeah, of course, Austin's probably going to be a nicer place if you're creative, but I always thought people that moved away are kind of lame.
I don't like it.
I think people that have to move into a place that's already, you know, cultivated.
You know what's awesome about Beaumont?
I kind of think y'all are
the cost
weak.
of living. The cost of living is so cheap.
I'm getting to
so
that.
cheap.
I think if you leave this town because you don't like this town, then you're weak. and you have to go somewhere else and have it handed to you. And I think it's really lame. And
so you're just throwing shade right now.
So much shade. It's not even shade. It's not even shade. It's like truths.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would say that's coming up,
Unless you move to Houston. Houston's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I like Houston.
Early voting. Early voting is coming up.
Okay. Yeah.
And so
Vote or die.
that's, yeah. Do not complain if you are not voting.
Yeah.
Ever.
So all kinds of locations are going to be open. Rogers Park, if you're in the West
we got
End,
early
library.
voting, and then next year is citywide elections, and that's another thing we might be touching on.
Yeah.
But we try to stay out of the politics. But
Oh yeah, and
But-
I'm not being political. I'm just saying.
no,
Early
totally.
voting is coming.
Yes, please vote, because a lot of things that get decided in these national elections are going to affect funding that we're going to get from the state and the big government that we could be doing with things like this. Like these kind of things will be a lot less likely if we have a less friendly leaders in house. So
And to the funding point,
yeah,
complete your census.
that too.
We need grant money.
true, yeah.
It's all
'Cause,
based on census.
we
We
need
only
to-
do
I
it
did
every
mine a
10
long time
years.
ago.
We need
Yeah,
to see if
yeah.
we're the same population we were in the 60s.
That's right.
That's right.
Hopefully we've grown.
Hey, spoiler alert, we are. Spoiler alert,
We might have
same
picked up a
size.
few. We might have picked up
Yeah,
a
but
few.
we still have to prove that we have that
We gotta
number
prove
to
it,
get the
yeah.
funding.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Well, anyway, Jess, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
It's been real fun.
Thanks.
We'll have to pick your brain later about some other things we have ideas about. So.
We'll get off camera and talk some shop.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Deuces.
All right. Thank you. All right, thanks, Jess. Thanks for coming on. Tell us all the cool things about Beaumont and all the things that are going on, all the things that you're helping with. Thank you so much for living
Everything
this
you do.
community and
Yeah.
believing in this community and just striving for everything that you try to accomplish. Go follow DBCAD on Facebook. Go follow Southeast Texas Arts Council. Go follow all these different things that these organizations that are here to make everything a little better in Beaumont. And maybe you won't have to move away and pay an extraordinary amount of rent in Austin, because you can get all your cultural goodness here.
Have fun here. Yeah.
Have all your fun here.
And then speaking of people that support us, support the community, I want to do a special shout out to all of our lovely patrons over there on Patreon. We have Jordan Stringer, Brian Castino, Doug Waldrop, Michael Sarr, Ben McClellan,
The best. They're the
Randy
best.
Edwards, Allie Gillette, Allison Pierce, Lauren Bebo, Wes Harden, Jacqueline Stockdale, Damon Rambin, Hannah McMahon, Nicole Tony, and Henry Brown. You guys are the MVPs. Y'all are so lovely. We
y'all
love,
make me blush.
Yeah, we have these lights on in here. Y'all help us keep those on. You help us do all the dumb things we're doing. You know, we got the store opening up. You guys are going to help us with that. And you just have our eternal gratitude. If you would like to become MVP like these guys, you can head on over to patreon.com/A to Z BMT, where you can pledge your one-time or reoccurring pledge of any amount. And hopefully soon we'll have some stuff to give to you guys. You know?
New stuff, more stuff, sweet stuff, cool stuff. Next week is cool stuff. A to Z 120. We're gonna have on Floyd Hope. He is the host of the Kickback podcast, and I really like this guy.
Yeah, it's
man.
a good time, man.
He's been he's a
He
community,
does what we do, so-
he does what we do. He's a community organizer. He interviews folks, but he's really hard on the local government, which makes me smile.
He is, yeah.
He's just a real dude, and he talks a lot of shit, and I love
And he
it.
hates potholes.
And he hates potholes. So come on back next week. Floyd Hope's going to be here. We're going to have a great time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. Even though we just took a month off, nobody said anything, and we appreciate that, because
Now,
sometimes we need a little break, you know?
Yeah, we do. More
Sometimes
than,
we
you
need a
know,
little break.
we need breaks too.
We need breaks too.
And
We cleaned up the creek. We did a
we did a lot of
fundraiser
stuff.
at a theater. Like, we needed a break.
We out here hustling.
Just
You know, we're
trying.
just out here.
Trying.
We're trying.
Trying to hustling for the community.
We're just out here just hustling for these votes, man.
You know, it actually is really, whenever you do acts of service, it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
sounds kind of crappy, but
it's good for you. Yeah, it
it's
improves,
good.
it improves your mental
You're
health.
actually
yeah.
using other people's, giving other people charity for your own.
It's almost like we evolved in a tribalistic community setting, and if you don't do for your community, it's
You feel
almost
like a piece
it's
of
almost
shit.
like it's almost like this is how we evolved or something. I
Yeah.
don't know, just spitballing.
You're gonna be a depressed
Yeah,
person
yeah.
if you don't help out your community.
It's almost like our brain is not meant to just be alone
are like selfish.
or selfish. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to share with people
Yeah.